Well, I think it's really important to remember, Neil, that a country without borders isn't really a country. We have to have secure borders, and that's what this is really all about. And I think that in terms of the process that we're working through up here, in terms of funding the government and the Department of Homeland Security, the President has requested funding for the border wall. And that's a priority for him. It's a priority for the American people. It's a priority for us, at least Republicans here in the Congress. We want to get the wall funded. So hopefully we'll be able to do that part of it. And I think border security, it starts there. If you don't do that, the rest is really kind of conversation.
Senator, I'm sure you're aware that Chuck Schumer has said the president's demand to get $5 billion to do just that. It stops at this $1.6 billion he's already got, and enough already. Stop. What do you say?
Well, I think, Senator Schumer, I think, as you know, and the Democrats shut the government down earlier this year over the issue of illegal immigration, and I hope that that didn't end very well for them. I hope that they don't decide to do that again. They ought to be for border security, Neil. That's something that in the past Schumer and many of the Democrats have supported and voted for. So to think that the Democrats would block funding for the government over, providing the very necessary funding to secure the border is a bridge that I hope they won't cross, but we'll find out in due time.
But neither side is giving an inch here, right? I mean, the $5 billion is important to you. They say the $1.6 billion and leaving it at that is important to them. Someone's got to blink.
Right, and I think in the end there will be a negotiation, and I'm still optimistic that we'll be able to come to a resolution. I hope that's the case, and I think that if they're willing to approach this table in goodwill, I know that the President and his team and Republicans here in the Senate, both on the Appropriations Committee and more generally, believe that there is a path forward. And if we can make a substantial commitment to securing our border, then I think a lot of these other issues that are pertain to the issue of immigration can come into play. But unless we get the border wall funded, unless we deal with this fundamental issue of border security, like I said, the rest of the conversation really kind of becomes irrelevant. We have to be able to secure the border, and you can see the evidence of that at the border right now.
If I can switch gears and talk a little bit about the markets and the Federal Reserve, a lot of people seem to think, Senator, that Fed Chairman Jerome Powell buckled under the pressure and jawboning of the president and decided today he's going to go slow on interest rate hikes. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, I think that the president obviously has made statements with respect to the Federal Reserve in the past. This isn't the first time that he's done that, but I do think that a go-slow approach makes some sense. And if you look at the impact that it had on the markets, on the economy, obviously I come from an agricultural state. Farmers are going to be going in here very soon to get operating loans, and interest rates are a big part of their cost of doing business. And so if you want to continue to have a strong, robust economy where you continue to grow at that 3 to 4% range, which we've seen the last 2 quarters, it strikes me at least that you have to have a number of things in place, many of which we've dealt with here on Capitol Hill: tax reform, regulatory reform, but monetary policy is also an important component of that. And so I don't think it was, wasn't the pressure of the president. I think it was simply a response by the Federal Reserve to what they see happening in the economy, and probably some concerns about it picking up and inflation picking up and that sort of thing. And so those are all factors that they take into consideration when they're making their decisions.
All right, Senator Thune, thank you very, very much. Good catching up with you.
All right, thanks, Neil.